Hi, it's Vincent here, and today I'm with Aaron China.
How you doing, Greg?
Yeah, really good, thanks. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Just wanted to check and see, you've been down here doing the recharge yesterday and in the inner circle with all your members, and you've got a setup with best agents and the locked-on system, and you've been training around the country for a long time now.
Yeah.
And very, very successful real estate agent.
Thank you.
Can you just give us some tips around what would you say is the number one mistake home sellers make out there in the marketplace?
Yeah, I will actually, and I've been thinking about it a little bit recently. For me, I see when a home seller decides to put their house on the market, they go out and they start with the best intentions, and that is to get the best agent to represent them in the marketplace, and they start that interviewing process with that in mind. Then somewhere along the process or along the track, their focus moves from getting the best qualified, best agent to a position of let's get the best deal on commission, and somehow the best agent transfers to the cheapest, and that's a polar opposite, because in no industry can you get the best for the cheapest price. So I see that happening. It starts out with all good intentions to hire and select the best negotiator with the best marketing package, with the best market presence, or whatever it may be. And then it comes down to, well, who's going to give me the highest price and the cheapest fee? And that's not how we establish best. So that would be what I see is one of the biggest critical mistakes a seller makes. It just gets blurred across those lines.
Yeah, and do you see that that's possibly because I think nowadays with all the major portals and everything, there's this sea of sameness with agents? Maybe they think, oh, they're all just the same?
Look, it's interesting because, we might all advertise on the different portals, we might all grab some paper space, we might all even put a signboard out, we might even do all open houses, but here's the bottom line. We may all do that, but when that phone rings, there's a person on the other end of the line that's got to answer it. Now, that's where we're not all the same, because a skilled agent, an agent that can qualify a buyer, can negotiate, and is a professional real estate agent, not somebody just having a go, is going to make the difference between getting 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, $100,000 more. So yes, we might all advertise in the same space, but when that phone rings, that's when it becomes a point of difference big time. So 100%.
And it's funny, because I always talk about it, that there's three presentations to a home.
Yep.
The first one's the presentation of the home, the way that the home seller presents it.
Yes.
The second one's how the agent presents it.
Yes. And
then the third one is how the agent represents it.
100%.
So yeah, you're spot on with how they deal with it. When the contact comes through, and the whole transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that with what you've developed with Locked On, because I know that's been in the makings for quite some time.
Yes.
Because it was years ago that we met at an event, and I know that you were looking at databases back then.
Yes.
And can you just give us a little bit of an insight into what you see as a good use or an effective agent out there in the marketplace now, adopting this whole online new world?
Well, look, the industry has changed so much. I've been in the industry for 14 years now. I'm 32. I got straight out of high school, straight into the industry. 14 years ago, the big portals, they weren't big portals. They were barely even portals. They didn't exist. And you think how far, like it's something like 85 or 90%, whatever the stats are, of marketing is now done online. Well, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, it was very little. It was non-existent. So you say the market's accelerating, and I think what the website or the web portals did to print media, databases are going to do to portals in regards to data restrictions. Privacy is getting so much tighter, and information is getting so much harder to access. I think the person that has an effective database, the person that can communicate with their potential buyers and potential sellers from their database, an agent that can have a database that can do a buyer match, SMS out and email out, and gives that agent a list of people to call, is going to be in the hot seat, because it shows the hunger of information, or that shows that people are hungry for information over these last 14 years has changed. And the agent that can supply it the fastest and put people on a VIP list, put people ahead of the rest of the portals and makes people feel special, well, at the end of the day, people are going to want to do business with that person because they're like, well, I'm getting first crack, or I'm first to see what's to market. Well, who doesn't want to jump the queue? Who wants to see something first and at least have first right of refusal or whatever it may be? So I think moving forwards, and maybe I haven't answered the question right, but moving forwards, database for me is the future. See, not only because I've got an interest in one, I wouldn't have an interest in one if I didn't believe that. You know.
And I think understanding the marketing, the strategy behind it, the operation, just the systems that you can put in place now. So it's not just a case of let's put a sign up, put it in the window anymore. You've virtually got a project market any property you put on the market nowadays, and have these different platforms that you can adopt.
Absolutely. Well, look, every agent, there's no point of difference when you stick a sign on it and put it in the newspaper and on the portals. I call that hope marketing, because you stick it on there and you hope that a buyer comes. Where when you're marketing from a database and you're being proactive, keeping buyers updated, buyer matching, all that stuff, I call that strategic marketing, because we can see who opened the email, we can see who clicked on the email, then we can call those people that are interested, right? Because they're pre-qualifying themselves based on their actions. That is very strategic. At no other time have we been able to do that than what we can today.
And that's where I see it's just rapidly increasing. You guys are right at the forefront of the industry. You're just what you're putting together with your platform. I love using your system.
Great, thank you.
And it's been terrific. Even just the feedback we've had from people that we're doing things over and above what the other agents are operating with or what they're providing. And it's amazing how simple it is to be able to do that with the platform you set up.
Well, look, you've got to look at, sometimes I see agents resist change. They don't want to use a database, they don't want to learn a new system. But at the end of the day, what's good for the client is good for the agent, because you can help a client achieve a result. Well, A, you're doing what you promised you said you were going to do at the beginning. And more importantly, hopefully, you've earned that right to get a referral from that client if you've over-delivered and you've done everything you said you would. And more importantly, when you get a result, it's fantastic, but also if the agent doesn't have to use as much exertion in hard work and grunt, but can use a little bit more efficiencies and technology and leverage their time, well, that's a win too.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, it delivers a much greater service to the consumer. 100%. And that's, if you're doing that, well, then you're in a position where you're relevant, you're moving forward with the times. The whole engagement with the buyers out there in the marketplace and your potential sellers and anyone out there in the market, it allows you to communicate one to many so much more effectively and leverage your time more effectively.
100%.
Look, thanks for joining me today, Aaron.
Thank you, Greg.
I suppose if there's one tip that you'd recommend to a home seller for them to do in relation to who they should be appointing?
Great question. Here's what I would say to any home seller, simply this. Don't go with the agent that tells you that they're the best. Go with the agent that shows you that they're the best. Go with the person that will supply case study, supply examples, supply a formula, a game plan, a strategy moving forwards. You know that old saying, don't tell me, show me. That's what I would say, because lip service is cheap and actions speak louder than words. That's what I would say.
True. Thanks for joining
us
on the show.
Much appreciated. Take care.